Hi YouTube, it's Janelle here. Those of you who know me in real life, or even if you just follow me on social media, you may know that I recently started a new job. Now, starting a new job could be really awesome and exciting, but it also has these really annoying parts, like going through new hire paperwork and doing all the HR stuff that you have to do. I just want to stress in this video that it is so important that you actually read through all of those detailed documents, especially when it comes to your benefits, like your retirement plan. I read a book called Women and Money by Suze Orman. Now, I definitely recommend that you read this book, even if you're not a woman, because even though like Susie's tone and her language is geared towards women, because that's her audience, obviously, and that's who she can relate to, but she has a lot of important information, just ranging from like the difference between a checking and a savings account, to why it's so important for you to have an emergency fund, to retirement plan investing, and also credit card information and why your credit score is so important. So needless to say, this book is really awesome for personal finance for anyone. The largest misconception that people have about retirement investing is that you need a lot of money if you want to make a lot of money, and that's just not true. What you need a lot of is time. You have to start really early if you want to see tremendous growth over time. Susie does a really great job of providing an example with two different women in this book. One woman is named Mary, and she's 25 years old. The other woman is named Dee, and she's 45 years old. Both Mary and Dee decide to start saving $200 a month every month from today moving forward. Let's compare both of these women at the age of 45. When Dee was 45, she didn't have any money invested, and she was just starting to think about investing in retirement. When Mary was 45, she had already been investing for 20 years. So she had put $48,000 of her own money, which is $200 a month, into her retirement plan. And assuming that she got on average 8% return on her investment, the total value of her retirement plan investment was $118,589. Now let's look at the two women when they were 65. Dee has now been investing for 20 years. So she's put aside $48,000 of her own money, and she's now saved $118,589. But Mary has been investing for 40 years. She has set aside $96,000 in her retirement plan. The total value of that, given on average an 8% return on her investment, is $702,856. So if you think about it, at the age of 65, the two women had a difference of over $580,000 in the amount that they were able to save. And Mary didn't have really any more money than Dee did. The only difference between them was that Mary started earlier. Okay, she had the privilege of time on her side. She had an extra 20 years of saving. The reason that this is so important is because the government sets limits to how much you can put towards retirement each year. So let's say, for example, that these two women had invested in traditional IRA accounts. This year, 2015, the limit is $5,500. So that means that you can only put each month $458 towards your retirement plan, and you can't put any more than that. So Mary, she'd be fine. She's been putting $200 every month, so that's totally fine. She's actually saving less than the maximum she could put in the retirement account. But let's say Dee wants to be really aggressive. She realizes that she's 45 and she should have started 20 years ago. She's like, oh man, let me start now and let me just put as much as I can. In order for her to be able to get to $702,000 by the time she's 65, like Mary did, she would have to put $1,200 a month from the time she starts investing to when she turns 65. She literally can't do that because the government prevents her from doing that. So it is really important that if you do have the time on your side, that you pay attention to this information now and you actually take action. If you are like in your 30s or 40s or 50s and you haven't started your retirement investing, I don't want you to be disheartened by this video. Obviously, it would be a lot better if you had started earlier, but you can't, cry over spilled milk. You can't go back and get that time back. But what you can do is start now, put the maximum contribution towards your retirement plan if you can afford that, and just take action now, because every day that passes, you can't get that day back. I hope that this video kind of gave you a quick idea of why it's so important that you use time to your advantage and that you make the most of the time that you do have. If you have any comments about this video or questions, or if you want to know more about anything that I mentioned, definitely comment below, like the video, give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, subscribe to the channel if you haven't yet already. You can contact me at MissBeHelpful@gmail.com. So yeah, go ahead and reach out, and if there's anything that you like to know more about, I'm here to help. And that's it. Until next time, peace.